Are gamers entitled? That's the question I want to pose to you. What do you think? Write it down in the comments. Yes or no? Gamers are entitled, and why? These are my thoughts on it. Yeah, gamers, I guess, could be entitled, depending on how you're using the word. See, you've got your gamers, right? You're your consumer. And for years, especially those that are, say, my age, have seen things from the NES all the way to the Xbone One. We've seen games come and go. Games go on sale. Things like that. And then we criticize things a lot, especially since it's so easy to do so now. Meanwhile, you got game journalists and developers out there who are claiming that we're entitled because we raise our voice suddenly. You know, you drop a new game and day one DLC comes out. You buy the game and it turns out there's something locked behind a paywall. You paid $60 for this game, or $65 if you're where I live, where the taxes are pretty high. You know, and then you get it home and you realize there's like a 10 gig patch or something that's got to be downloaded, so that happens, and then you're going through and not all the characters are there, or the whole game isn't all there for whatever reason, and they drop day one DLC for another $20-some. Yeah, we'll complain about it. We're like, why? Why is this not in the game? You know, and they'll sit there and be like, you know, back in our day, gamers got what they got. They were happy with it. You didn't hear them complain. Well, yeah, also back in that day, we didn't have things like the internet that we could actually easily go and complain about this kind of stuff. On top of that, when we went and bought a game, we bought a full-fledged game, and we didn't get nickel and dimed every 2 seconds after buying it. You bought a single-player game, you got a single-player game, a single-player experience, and you weren't hit with a microtransaction store for materials or something every time you opened up a menu. And if complaining about that makes us entitled, then so be it. I'll take that entitlement. Because it's utterly ridiculous. But honestly, I feel that it's really the other way around. These game developers and these journalists, these game journalists are really the entitled ones. It's like, how dare you complain that we dropped day one DLC? How dare you complain that this one character in this fighting game is locked behind a pre-order bonus wall? That if you didn't pre-order it, you can't have access to it. How dare you complain about that? We took time to make this game. Well, you did. Commend you for taking the time to make the game, but if you're going to make the game and then hide things behind paywalls, I'm going to complain about it, because why in the world would I want to go and pay $65 for a full-fledged game to realize that I don't have the whole game? A portion of it is locked behind a paywall. I've got to drop another $20 to $50, if not $100, just to get everything, so I can say I can actually have access to everything. I can have access to the side quests. I can have access to this. You know, and there's different ways of doing DLC. There's good ways and bad ways. You know, and it's not that all DLC is bad. Like, for instance, with, say, Bethesda and things like Fallout. You get expansions, essentially, or the DLC later on after the main game has dropped, but there's so much to do in the main game, and then they take the time to make these DLCs that come out much later. They don't drop day one. And then they screw up somewhere along the way and give you mini DLCs, Creation Club. Yeah. Seriously? Just about everything on that little Creation Club thing you can go and get for free on Nexus or wherever else, and it's already 50 times better than what you're going to pay for. That's a whole other thing for a whole other discussion. But, yeah, are gamers really that entitled? I guess. We demand that a game be fully functional out of the box. If that is entitlement, then so be it. We're freaking entitled. And you know what? That is fine by me. I expect my game to be fully functioning the second I buy it. But also at the same time now, we're not limited to what the main companies make either. With things like Steam and other things, we don't have to buy just the AAA title. We can go find something else. There's a whole plethora of games out there that we can go ahead and get our hands on. And the best way to send a message is always to vote with your wallet when it comes to this sort of stuff. You don't like the shady practices? You don't like the nickel and diming? Then don't buy it. Go find something else that's still going to get your fix. Like, I prefer RPGs. JRPGs. Definitely. I can go find me some. I can find me one that will get my fix. That will do what I want it to do. Now I can skip over the other one that's got 50,000 microtransactions to it for whatever reason. We have options now. And I think that's one of the things that really scares developers, is the fact that we do have those options. Do we have to go through a lot of sludge to find it? Of course. There's a lot of asset flipping crap out there. A lot. But once you get the time to go through and start sorting through the sludge and find something that's worthwhile, and you find that gem, you gotta promote it too. When you've got an indie dev who does something really good. Like, I'm a big fan of the Harvest Moon series. Harvest Moon. Anyway, I love it. I've always played Harvest Moon, although the one I tend to always go back to is, like the PlayStation one. One on the PlayStation, I can't remember the subtitle to it, but it's a Harvest Moon game. And, I've wanted one for a long time, and then Stardew Valley dropped. That is my new go-to. My new go-to, anyway. That is what I go and I'll play if I've got the time. I'll go and do some farming and exploring and all this other stuff. Wish the game was a little more. Yeah, I wish there was more to it. But there's also mod support and other things, which gives me a lot of things to do. It's all about finding those games that are those hidden gems and then promoting them for everybody else to notice and go, oh wow, this is actually a really good game. We should go buy that. Instead of, whatever else that is being promoted on the front page that isn't worth anything, and it's got 15,000 DLC packages to it, and they want you to buy this, that, and the other. But, yeah, I guess you can say gamers are slightly entitled, depending on how you mean by what you mean by entitlement. Anyway, yeah, that's just been bothering me a little bit, so I just thought I'd slightly vent about it. I'm an entitled gamer because I expect my game to work right out of the box and not have to buy anything else to make it function, or to finish it, or to see the actual ending. I shouldn't have to buy DLC for that. Just saying. If that makes me entitled, so be it. Are you entitled? Are you an entitled gamer? Yeah, that's going to be the question at the end. Are you an entitled gamer? Why or why not in the comments. Till then, talk to you later. See ya. Hey, thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave a comment, smash that like button, and always subscribe for more. And of course there are other videos floating around somewhere on the screen, so click one of those and see if you can find something that suits your fancy. Till then, I'll see you later. Bye.